Hey there, YouTube. This is Oseaana, and I'm coming to you today with a new video series. This will be the first in the video series that I'm planning on doing every Friday. I get a lot of questions and comments about how to run a spiritual or magical based business. So I thought I would start doing videos answering some of those questions and addressing some of those comments so that people out there who either have a business already and want to see it grow and prosper and transform, or someone who is trying to start their spiritual business. This video series will be helpful to those who already have a magical or spiritual based business and want to see it grow and prosper, and also for those who are looking to start their spiritual or magical based business. And my focus will be mostly on spiritual and magical based businesses, whether you're a reader, an energy worker, professional spiritual worker, and if your business is online, for the most part. So what I'm going to bring to you is answers to some of the questions and comments that I often get from my perspective. I started my business in 2004, 2005, and online, and I've seen it grow and transform and prosper over the years. And I've been there, done that. I've done the mistakes. I've seen what works, what doesn't work. So I wanted to kind of offer that experience to other people. Now, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant. I can only give you from my perspective and from what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. So that's the kind of information I plan on giving. I'm not going to give legal advice. I'm not going to give bookkeeping and accounting and tax advice, things like that. There's enough information out there, and people know where to look. It's best to go to a professional for that. What I can give you is my experience, what's worked for me, what hasn't, what I've seen work for others, and hopefully it'll help you. Let's start off giving just a little background about me and my experience before starting my own magical spiritual based business. I have a degree in fashion design, and I graduated 100 years ago. I graduated in 1992 from college, and since then I have worked outside of my spiritual business in what we call the mundane world, I guess, as a administrative assistant, as an executive assistant. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies where I have helped transform and reorganize their business operations and their everyday, day-to-day business tasks. I've worked for Hollywood film directors as personal assistant for actors. I've worked for legendary rock star. I've worked for motivational coaches and business coaches, helping them rebrand, reorganize their business. So I have experience in organizing, looking at what systems aren't working and fixing those systems or creating new systems. And I've worked in many different industries across the board. So I think that experience has helped me in figuring out what works and what doesn't for my own business. Business is business. There's the basic business knowledge that everyone needs to make a business succeed, because the back end of working a business is pretty much the same no matter what industry or what your focus is. So there's a lot of information out there about the day-to-day practices of running a business. What I want to focus on is the day-to-day practices of running a business and being successful from a spiritual standpoint, from a magical standpoint. So I have some notes because I want to keep on topic. One of the things that the first video that I want to do and focus on is something that I see a lot, and I think it is the first thing that you need to start from if you are a spiritualpreneur or spiritpreneur or however people want to call it. If you are coming from that spiritual, creative background and wanting to grow your business from that, it's sometimes harder to start a spiritual based business because it is something that starts out as a personal practice for you, and then you want to offer that to other people. So one of the things that I see a lot that I wanted to start this video series off, whether you're already in a business or wanting to start your business, this is something that you need to check in with yourself regularly. Check in and make sure that you are in alignment with being focused on making sure that this is something that is working for you. So what I want to talk about is having a spiritual and magical mindset. Now, a lot of people talk about having a business mindset or a mastermind mindset or a billionaire mindset or a CEO mindset. That's all great. We can get into that in another video. However, we're spiritual people. We come from a spiritual background. We are in the service business. We want to help people. We want to share our wisdom, our energy, our ideas. We want to help people transform, grow, give them the tools to help them transform and grow. So we come from a spiritual and a magical mindset. And when you come from a spiritual and magical mindset, it's tricky because it's a personal process for us as well. So we also want to integrate our personal spiritual practice into our business spiritual practice as well, the practice or the services or products that we offer other people. And it's a very, very thin line what separates that. But there needs to be a separation between your personal life and your business life. A lot of us start our spiritual business or magical business from our personal experiences. You know, especially with the internet. Now, I started back in 2004 when the internet was just coming up. You know, it was not as interesting as it is now. We didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have Instagram, all this stuff. So nowadays, a lot of people are starting their tarot card readings from their personal Facebook page where they showing their spreads and doing their tarot cards, and a friend says, "Oh, can you do my reading?" And they recommend somebody, and it starts coming like that. After you decide that you're going to put your focus into being a tarot, I'm just going to use tarot reading as an example. If you're going to focus on tarot reading as a business, then you need to start defining what's your personal life and what's your business life. If you're going to do a business, you need to have a business mindset from a spiritual and magical focus. The one mistake that I see a lot of people making, and this is what I wanted to address first off before as this series starts, is keeping your personal business and your personal life and your personal information personal, and keeping your business business. Now, what I mean by that is, let's take a tarot reader, for example. So you have a Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram or blog even, and you're posting about all your problems, all your troubles. You can't stand your wife, your car is broke down, your cell phone is cut off, and all these horrible things that are going on in your life. Now, we all have problems, we all have challenges. I'm not saying to lie about your life and say that your life is perfect and wonderful, because nobody's life is perfect. If we wouldn't be growing, transforming, and that's part of the process of living. And that's part of our process as a spiritual person, is to work through those things, learn from them, and grow. However, it's important to keep that information or that part of your life personal to yourself, because it can hinder your business. And I've seen it happen time and time again. Who wants to come to a spiritual healer or a tarot reader who can't get their life together? What does that say about your abilities and your talent or your skill? If you can't figure out what the problems are in your life and how to fix them, how are you going to figure that out for someone else? So it's not necessarily pretending to be someone else. It's more about practicing what you preach, coming from a spiritual or magical mindset. So let's say you're having a problem in your life with whatever, with your family, your kids. What are you doing as a spiritual or magical person to fix that? And how can you transform that lesson that you learned from this experience into a way to help someone else? If you're not coming from a spiritual and magical mindset on a very regular basis, daily, fixing your own problems, doing what it is that you need to do, and using your own experience, your own talent, your own energy to transform, to be an alchemist and transform your life, how can you do that for other people? So let's take this example. Say you're a friend with a mechanic, or you know someone online, let's say on their Facebook page, and they're a mechanic and they're daily complaining that their car doesn't work, their car broke down, they were stuck at the grocery store because the car wouldn't start. Woe is me, my car doesn't work. Would you take your car to that person to fix? They obviously don't know what they're doing. Same thing with a healer or an energy worker or a teacher. If you are having issues in your life, you need to figure out a way to fix them. And then that becomes a solution-based offering that you can offer someone else. So instead of posting, my life is horrible and my water got cut off because I couldn't pay it, you can fix that problem by doing the things that you know how to do, whether it's a spell, whether it's some type of magical working that you do, a prayer, working with your spirits, doing a ritual, whatever it is, doing a reading for yourself, figuring out what your problems are and working through that you could share. You could say, oh, hey, I was having some issues and I did this. I did A, B, and C, and now my problems are solved. And, I can help you do the same. That is coming from a spiritual and magical mindset. Posting, I'm having all these problems, I don't know what to do, my life sucks, is not coming from a spiritual and magical mindset. So that's one of the things I want to make sure that people understand and start off their business that way. Or if you're in business and you see that leak, that hole in the boat within your own life, kind of assess that and look at it and figure out, is it helping you or is it hindering? Then there's also the aspect of posting all your information, keeping your personal life out there, because let's face it, if you're in the spiritual community, there is a lot of drama. There is a lot of backstabbing. There's a lot of people out there who have very big egos and a whole lot of courage behind the computer screen. And posting your personal information out there for someone who does not like you, who feels that they're in competition with you, who just has nasty energy and does not want anyone to succeed. If I can't have it, then no one else can. That envy. So don't put all your information out there. And this is just for anybody in general. And I see it so often that people post all kinds of personal information about themselves, their family, what they're doing, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, where they're going, how they're getting there at exact times. It's dangerous. It's not something that you need to be sharing. And so from a spiritual and magical, that kind of goes for anybody. It just scares me when I see that kind of stuff. Don't post when you're going on vacation and exactly the time you're leaving and exactly the time you're coming back, because just because you're sharing it with your friends does not mean, if it's on the internet, anybody has access to it. So do not put anything out there that you do not want anybody to have access to, no matter how secure you think something is. It's the internet. Anybody can get it. Okay. So I said that, but as a business person, you don't want to put out all the things that you're working on. You don't want to put out there all your personal business, because there are people who are very malicious in what they, what they do. It's just the way it is. It's the way the world works. And especially with the internet, everybody's big and bold behind the computer screen. So you want to make sure that you are coming from a spiritual mindset, again, knowing that your protections are up, your spiritual and magical protections are up, but you also need to put those into practice in a mundane way. Don't put your personal information out there. Don't put your personal life out there for everyone to examine. Don't put your weaknesses out there, because people will use that against you. You have to be careful of that if you're in this business, especially because, like I said, everyone's big and bold behind the computer screen. Everyone's an expert behind the computer screen. And there's a lot of people who will want to see you do bad just because they can't do well for themselves. So be careful of that. Don't put your personal information out there. Don't put your personal life out there. If you do, put it out there in a smart way where it is beneficial to your business. If you're going to be a business person, you have to start examining everything that you do, because you are a representation of your business. You are a representation of yourself. If you're branding yourself, whether you're branding yourself or branding your business, you have to make sure that everything that you put out there is in alignment with your goals. So having a goal of how you want to brand yourself and how you want to be seen, and then go from there. If I post this, is this in alignment with how I want other people to see me? Is this in alignment with how I want my business to be viewed? And if it's not, then don't do it. And if it is, then do it. Or if it's something that you really feel that you need to get out there, then figure out a way to say it that is in alignment with your goals. So I really wanted to get that out there as first and foremost, because I know a lot of people think that the first thing that you want to do in learning how to grow your business is something practical or mundane, but you really have to start with your mindset. And your mindset has to come from a spiritual and magical place. So what are you doing on a daily basis to make sure that your business is growing and transforming and being prosperous? What are you doing on a weekly basis? What are your monthly ceremonies or workings that you do? Whether it's meditation, whatever it is that you do, you don't have to be a spell worker. You don't have to be a tarot reader. What if you're an energy worker? What if you are a healer? How are you healing yourself? How are you healing your business? How are you healing the problems in your life? It's all the same thing. So just be careful what you put out there so that people don't take advantage of that, and that people don't get the wrong impression about who you are. You could be the best healer out there and offer the best services and have the best outcomes. However, if all you're posting is the woe is me and my life is horrible and I never have this and I never have that, you know that as a spiritual person, we all know that the law of attraction, The Secret, it's nothing new to us, but it's also hard to practice what you preach sometimes. So we have to take a step back and reiterate that within ourselves before we can put that out there for other people. And sometimes you have to take a step back from your business and offerings to other people and services to work on yourself. So busy working for other people that we forget to do the things that we need to do for ourselves and also for our business. So having a schedule and making sure that you stick to that to help yourself grow and to help your business grow is very important. I'm also open to comments and questions. If you have any topic ideas or questions about running a spiritual or magical based business, please put them in the comments. Or you can also contact me on Facebook. I just wanted to put this video out there as the opening of this new video series, because I want everyone to have that in the back of their mind going forward and examine that in what they do. I've stumbled and fallen, and we always make mistakes. And it's never too late to clean up those mistakes and to start fresh, keeping focused on having a positive, prosperous, abundant, healthy business. And if you're not coming from that perspective on a daily basis, even though life is really hard and being in business for yourself can be really hard, and sometimes it seems like it's a never-ending struggle to get through the day or the week or the month or the year, if we allow that to take over us, then we're not doing our job, because we are alchemists for ourselves and for other people. So we need to be in alignment with that constantly. And the more that you succeed, the more that you can help others to succeed. So keep that in mind. Keep your personal and business life separate. Be conscious of what it is that you put out there. Is it in alignment with the way that you want your business to be seen? Is it in alignment with the way that you want to be viewed? Is it helping other people by just posting your problems with no solutions? If it's not, then you may need to rethink how you're doing it. Take a step back, reevaluate. I hope this was helpful. Please comment, let me know, like, share, and I'll see you next week with another Business Alchemy video.